My manager told me I'd never make it without the company's name on my resume. I said nothing. Then I quietly recruited half his department. I spent 3 years building the sales system at TechFlow, not just using it, building it from scratch. I created the CRM workflows that actually made sense. I trained every new hire, staying late to walk them through demos until they felt confident. I personally landed our 3 biggest accounts, including Morrison Industries, which became 40% of our revenue. When the VP of sales position opened up, I thought it was finally my shot. I had the numbers, the relationships, the respect of the team. My quarterly reviews were flawless. Clients asked for me by name. The announcement came during our Monday morning huddle. They gave the position to Derek, the CEO's nephew who'd been there 8 months, had never closed a deal over $50K, and still didn't know how to pull his own reports from the system I built. Everyone in that conference room went silent. A few people looked at me, then quickly looked away. Derek stood up and gave this weird speech about fresh perspectives and innovative disruption. He used the word synergy 4 times. After the meeting, my manager Tom pulled me into his office. He closed the door and sat on the edge of his desk with this patronizing expression I'll never forget. "Look, you're solid," he said. "Really solid. But Derek has that executive presence, you know? That natural leadership quality. And between us, sometimes you need the right last name to open certain doors. It's just how the world works." I felt my face get hot, but I didn't argue. I just nodded slowly and said, "I understand." "Knew you'd get it," Tom said, clapping my shoulder. "You're a team player. That's why we value you." I went back to my desk, opened my laptop, and stared at my screen for about 10 minutes. Then I closed everything and went to lunch alone. That week, I started reaching out to people. Not with some master plan. I genuinely just needed to talk. I grabbed coffee with Sarah from Client Success, drinks with Kevin from Implementation, lunch with Priya from Account Management, and they all said the same things. They were exhausted. Exhausted from watching incompetents get promoted while they did the real work. Exhausted from having their ideas stolen by management and repackaged as executive vision. Exhausted from covering for Derek's mistakes while he showed up late, smelling like a brewery. Sarah told me she trained Derek 3 times on the same client onboarding process. He still forwarded her his work to quality check, which meant do it for him. Kevin said Derek had volunteered him for a weekend project without asking, then took credit for it in the executive summary. Priya was blunt. "I'm updating my resume. I'm done." That's when something clicked. I wasn't the only one ready to walk. I was just the first one saying it out loud. I filed my LLC on a Tuesday. Simple name, Apex Solutions. Had the business checking account set up by Wednesday. My first client signed on Friday, Morrison Industries. I called them directly, explained I was going independent, and asked if they'd be interested in continuing our partnership. Their CEO laughed and said, "We work with you, not TechFlow. Send the contract." Within 6 weeks, I had a small team. I didn't poach anyone. That's not how it happened. People asked to join. Sarah texted me, "Are you hiring?" Kevin called, "I'll take a pay cut if it means not working for that clown." Priya showed up at a coffee shop where I was working and just said, "I'm in. Tell me what you need." Word spread quietly. I wasn't blasting it on LinkedIn or trash talking the company, but people talk. And when you treat good people like they're replaceable, they remember who actually valued them. I brought on 2 of Derek's account managers, then one of his top sales reps, then his best implementation specialist. All of them came because they were tired of carrying someone who couldn't carry himself. Last week, Derek called an emergency department meeting at 8 a.m. He looked panicked, his voice cracking as he tried to sound authoritative. He asked if anyone knew why morale was down, why people seemed distant. That afternoon, I got a text from Sarah, who was still on the inside. Half the department just put in notice. All the same day, "Tom's losing his mind." My phone rang an hour later, Tom's name on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. He left a message, voice tight, trying to sound casual. "Hey, we should talk, really talk, about what it would take to bring you back. Leadership role, equity, whatever you need." I played it twice, then deleted it and went back to work.